Well, hello everyone, I'm UrielLocke, and this is H1Z1. I haven't really played this recently, and I know there's been a few little updates, so I decided to go ahead and play this a little bit, but the video I wanted to actually post today, and the thing I wanted to talk about was the one thing that I've noticed about the industry that they've been doing a lot more of lately in order to do a form of cash grab for those of us that want to have early access to video games, or MMOs, or more prevalently, computer games. So, with games like H1Z1 or Skyforge, or any of those other MMOs that are out there that are doing the whole early access / founder pack, those issues are something that hits me kind of hard because I've actually paid for a lot of these early access games, and knowing that I've done that, it kind of makes me think about the way the gaming industry is actually going to be going, because all these companies are seeing that they can make money doing this, and since they can, it's going to end up destroying, in a sense, the real idea of how to make a video game. And yes, I understand crowdfunding. Yes, I understand helping the game developers finish their game. But at the same time, when they're just trying to get money, it doesn't help the industry at all. I've been a part of many of the biggest gaming betas in the past 5 years. I mean, I've beta tested a ton of different games. I've alpha tested a ton of different games. And that being said, having to pay to get into these now is one of those things that I have to say, it's not really worth it. I mean, I've looked at some of these games, and H1Z1, for instance, there's game-breaking things that have happened in this game for me, which is one of the reasons why I didn't play it for so long. And I had this game crash on me more times than not, and my computer isn't that good. I mean, yes, it's a mid-range computer technically, or a low-level gaming computer, but it's not the best one out there, and I understand that. But at the same time, when the game itself won't launch, or they're doing updates which totally crash my system, or remove my character that I've been playing for however long I've been playing them, I don't know if it's actually worth it to spend the $15, $20, $30, $150 or whatever it is to have this special edition Founders Pack. Because normally people, when they do Founders Packs and everything, they don't just go for like the minimum one. They go for the highest one because you get the best stuff out of it. For instance, EverQuest Landmark. I ended up spending a ton of money on that game, and I haven't really even played it since, which I'm kind of like, okay, so I pretty much just threw a ton of money out the window. Yes, the game's fun, but I still need to, play the thing and blah, 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 and blah. And in the end, I ended up paying for the biggest Founders Pack you can get in order to, in a sense, give my friends the ability to play the game with me. Now, that being said, I had maybe 2 people play with me out of the 4 that I got. And yeah, that makes sense, but I spent a ton of money so other people can play the game for free, in a sense. And I get that. I get having the ability to give your friends keys or whatever to play with you in the game. But with a game like H1Z1, where, yeah, you can gift it to your friends or you can do whatever because it's on Steam, but playing the game and having your character be erased within a couple weeks, couple months, even a year, we have no idea how long this game is going to be made. It's one of those issues where the game itself could be in production indefinitely because it's a survival horror game. And there's nothing that actually even sets guidelines for this, really. I mean, you have DayZ, but DayZ's also in alpha and beta and all that stuff in early access. So you have to pay all this money to get all these different games. And yes, I understand paying the money to be one of the first people to either Twitch stream it or do a walkthrough on YouTube and everything. And I get that. And I also understand that if the game is going to cost something later on and paying $15 up front instead of the $50, $60 you would normally pay for a brand new game, yeah, that makes sense. But for games like H1Z1, which is supposed to be free when it launches, and that may have changed since it went from SOE to Daybreak, and it's just, I don't know if all these founders packs and everything are actually worth it. I mean, if you look on the screen, there's a wolf's head coming through a door. That's kind of a hilarious, issue in the game. And in this video, I actually fight off a couple zombies that don't really do jack or shit. And that shows you that this game is still being made. And since the game is still being made, is it worth the $15 to $20 to play it early? I mean, I've bought Rust, I've bought this, the Repopulation, Landmark. I mean, the list goes on, and I've played a lot of games in the last 5 years, and here I am saying, well, I've busted my tail, I've beta tested and alpha tested some of the biggest MMOs to come out in the last few years, and what do I have to show for it? I've spent a ton of money to play these games, and I'm going to spend a ton more if I go buy real games right off the shelf, basically. I'll go onto Steam and be like, oh, this game just released, I'll go buy Mortal Kombat 10 or this or that, and those games are more expensive, yes, don't get me wrong, but is it really worth it to spend $15, $20, or the $100 for the special pack to get extra stuff and then have your character get wiped? And everything that you've done with your progression be wiped? Because it's going to happen. I mean, yes, it doesn't always happen. Yes, there are certain things within a beta that goes into a gamma or the full game itself. But there's still that aspect of everything gets erased. So if what you're playing, like what I'm playing right now on the screen, if I were to lose everything this character has, would I be dead in the water, so to speak? No, I wouldn't. I mean, I could go just start over again. But how many times do you want to start over again? How many times do you want to go back and redo everything you've done? And how many times do you want to have to sit there and watch as the servers go down for maintenance and they wipe everything you did? You say you built a shelter in H1Z1 or DayZ or something, and they pull the servers down and they wipe it. So you just spent, 16 hours trying to get all the gear and everything to actually build a shelter, and then you build the shelter and it takes another 2 hours to build, but they decide to pull the servers down and boom, it's not there. I mean, it's one of those situations that does happen, and it happens in any MMO. It happens in anything that has a server, because the servers have to go down occasionally for maintenance. And I understand that. It's kind of like the aspect of, is WoW worth a subscription? And the answer there is emphatically yes, because WoW has been around for so long. It's one of the best MMOs out there. So people are willing to pay it. City of Heroes, when it was up, people were willing to pay the subscription fee because it was so much fun. Because when you pay the subscription fee, you unlock a whole bunch more character slots. When you didn't, you only had like 2 or 3. So it made sense. With a game like H1Z1 where you have one character and you can go any server, so you have one character per server, that's ridiculous. I mean, I had 2 or 3 characters that were up on H1Z1 and they were gone when I logged in today. So I automatically had to start this new guy over. I had nothing. Now I have whatever I have with this character. And I have to try and survive, just like I have to do in every other game. I have to try and survive, which, in a sense, is an aspect of every game. You have to try and survive that. But as gamers, should we have to try and survive the whole aspect of Founders Packs? Should we have to fork over money to get access to the ability to play a game that will be free to play, or $20 or $50 or $60 early on when it launches? And then you also have the aspect of games like this where they have the microtransactions as well. So you buy, say, $50 worth of microtransactions as well. So that's real money that you've spent. So it was, what, $15 for this game, I believe. So add another $50. Yeah, we'll go $65 in total. No, we'll go $70 just to be safe. $70 in total for all that. Just for basics and a couple airdrops and some stuff. Why was that deer in the bathroom? I have no idea. But the aspects of everything are that if I spend money on this game, I automatically get perks. I automatically have the ability to do other things that most people don't. The Old Republic is also known for this. If you're actually a real subscriber, you get certain packs and different things. And one of them was Crystal for your lightsaber when I was playing. And I actually don't play that anymore because for some reason I can't log in. I'll fix that later, but that's beside the point. Basically, you have all these games with microtransactions. We're forking over more money, which is another cash grab. So we have so many versions of cash grabs with these companies that it's become normal for companies that are these huge companies saying, oh, well, we're Nexon, so we're going to do this and have all these microtransactions, or we're SOE, or we're Daybreak Games, or we're this, or we're that. It doesn't matter what company it is. The companies that have you pay the Founders Pack and then have you have these microtransactions to get more money, I think that it's actually harming the gaming industry, because gamers are sitting there going, well, do I really want to spend this $15 on this game and then spend another $50 to $70 or whatever on microtransactions within this game to make my character better, to get better gear, to survive longer, to be the best character that my character can be, and blah, 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 blah. It just goes on and on and on. It's a repetitive money grab. And there's mobile games that do this as well on your phones and whatnot. And I've come to the conclusion that these Founders Packs are helpful if they're going to be used to help finish the game, to help pay the people that are actually making it, which I can almost guarantee is used most of the time. But you also have the aspect with SOE and Daybreak Games, which I'm not bashing them at all. I'm not bashing any of these companies that I've mentioned. I'm just using them as a for instance. I know that Nexon has had some issues with their microtransactions and everything, but I'm not bashing them on that. That's just what happens. And companies need money to keep paying the employees in order to keep the games going, or the servers up, or this or that, and updates. And I totally understand all that. But I'm talking specifically the Founders Packs. Now, Kickstarter is a great idea behind that, and it keeps things going. If you look over at Star Citizen right now, their Kickstarter has totally funded everything for them. And there's a whole bunch of different studios working together for one common goal, to make the game, and it's looking better and better as time goes on. I need to do a video on that. But if we look at how many games are on early access on Steam, or other games that are like, oh, pay this and you can have early access to our game, it doesn't help the gaming industry. It helps that company. And it honestly will hurt the gamers more than anything, because we're the ones paying for all these games. We're the ones forking over the money for the microtransactions and the early access to the game to begin with. So in total, I've spent a ton of money on early access games. I mean, on my Steam page, like all the games that I have on my Steam account, I couldn't even think of the word. On my Steam account, I have at least 5 to 6 early access games. At least. Or games that are still in production, so to speak. So those games are ones that I've paid for, games that aren't fully done, games that aren't ready to be to the general public, or of the polishedness of some of the others. And I'm making up words now. So, I would like for you guys to give me your opinion and your feedback on the idea of Founders Packs in early access. Because I know there are pros and cons for both sides. And I understand that in the end, gamers are going to be gamers and do what they have to game. So, basically, I would like to thank you all for watching. And I'm UrielLocke. This is H1Z1. I normally do videos on Saturdays and Sundays. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share those videos, ladies and gentlemen, because the more you do that, the better things are and, better quality content that I can put out. I'm going to be trying to stream tonight, just to let everybody know. Got a lot going on. But, yeah, keep watching, because you never know what I'm going to do next.